right, 2024 has started off as a big travel year for me. So far, we're like midway through January, and I've only been home about 4 days so far. So that got me thinking, let's talk a little bit about what's in my travel gear, my camera bag for this year. This bag has actually been pretty stable for the last year or so. So I wanted to walk you through everything I'm bringing along on these trips. Now, with the caveat, so part of the day job is a lot of travel, doing video production for events and recording and live streaming things. This is not that gear. I'm not going to talk about that gear yet. Maybe at some point here we'll do another video about that. If you want that, let me know in the comments. But this is just what I would bring, say, at one of the work events for my personal gear. This is my personal stuff, or if I'm on any other sort of trip, this is the personal gear that I would bring if I want to record video of the location or do some YouTube videos, or just bring along stuff to capture the moments, if you will. So let's jump in kind of at the beginning first. The bag. This is the Peter McKinnon and Nomadic. Yeah, Nomadic. Everyday carry bag. I actually have his other one as well, which is technically the travel bag. I found I used to use that one a lot, but I found that's actually a little bulkier, a little bigger, and especially with some of the trips I've been taking lately, have been on the smaller planes. Like that bag definitely would not fit on some of those smaller overhead compartments. What I like about this, easier to carry around, definitely is going to fit in the overhead compartment, or at least if that happened to be full, it'll fit underneath the seat pretty easily, and it packs everything I need. I'm almost always checking the suitcase anyways with all my clothes, so I'll pack the suitcase with all of that, so I don't need to necessarily pack anything else and try to fit clothes or anything like that into this bag. This is all just gear, laptops, stuff like that. So that's why I went with this smaller bag, but really like it. Okay, first let's check out the organization. Here is what it looks like inside the bag. Has a couple different zipper pockets up here. We'll go through all of these pieces, but the zipper pockets here, this is kind of the main storage area, and this is what they call the loft. Opens up like this and stores a bunch of stuff. I really like it. So let's jump in and talk first about the camera. So the camera is the EOS R. I've been rocking this for several years now. I really enjoy this camera. It's worked out really well for me. Not quite ready to upgrade just yet. Hopefully Canon will release something that really makes me want to upgrade soon. So when the camera is in the bag, I like to put on the RF 50 millimeter 1.8 lens from Canon. I really like this. I've been trying to, because I started out really shooting with Canon, this EOS R is really my first big main camera that I bought personally. And I wanted to try and stick to the RF line of lenses. So I don't have a ton of lenses. I'm basically carrying them, almost all of them with me. I really love this lens. It's nice and small, and it gives just a great image. This is usually what I mean if I'm capturing B-roll. I'll usually end up using this lens. If we're doing some interviews or talking head stuff. If we have the space, I'm probably using this lens, to be honest with you. That is my favorite one to use. It's what I tend to gravitate towards. So usually this is the one that gets the most use out of any of this kit. All right, let's talk about this lens next. That is the RF 24 1.8. This is an amazing lens. I ended up getting it for my in-studio shots when I'm still putting together a studio in our little hobby shed, and that's the reason I ended up getting this. But it has come in so handy when traveling that I just can't. I have to keep it in the bag. So at home, this is the lens that I use in the teleprompter, kind of in the office, in the house. If I'm just taking regular meetings, like I have the Elgato prompter. I use this lens with the EOS R on that. This is a little wider lens, so I'm able to have the teleprompter closer, so I can read it a little easier. So I really love this lens. That's the reason I use this lens all the time. But on the road, I bring it so I can get those shots in tighter spaces. So in hotel rooms or in conference rooms or in the hallways of spaces, if I need to have the camera a little bit closer to the subject where I can't really use the 50 millimeter, I'll use this 24 lens because I'll still get a very nice bokeh on it. So that's why I always have to have this lens in my travel bag. It's actually the one we're filming this video on right now because not a lot of space here. So I wanted to just use this lens to get that really good shot, to make sure you get to see the bag. And I just really enjoy it. Okay, since we're talking about lenses, let's just keep diving into them. I probably bring way too many lenses on these trips. I haven't been quite able to pare them down yet, but hopefully soon we'll start making some decisions around that, I think. But everything fits in the bag, so it's all good for now. This is the next one I wanted to talk to you about, and that is essentially it is the kit lens that I got with the USR. It is a 24 to 105 zoom lens, and it actually is the f4 lens. So again, this is a kit lens. I got it with the camera. I've used it a ton just because it kind of has that nice zoom range. This is also, I also have my Peter McKinnon Mist Edition ND filters. I don't bring a lot of, I haven't brought a ton of ND filters yet on these trips. Right now, I just have this one, and then there's one more I will show you later, but I just keep that on this camera, on this lens, as a way to travel with it. All right, let's talk about one last lens. I told you I bring a lot of them with me, and this lens is the RF 100 to 400. Really enjoy this lens. It is a 5.6 to 8 aperture. I get a surprising amount of use out of this lens. It zooms in and reaches out really nicely, and I get more use out of this than I expected for two reasons, really. One, I'm getting more into wildlife photography, wildlife videography, and this is just a decent one to travel with that can reach out there fairly far. The second reason I get a reasonable amount of use out of it is because for the day job, I do a lot of, I'm in event spaces. We're recording events, conferences, things like that. My role there is not to do any sort of photography of the event or anything like that. It's purely to grab content or to live stream that content. But since I'm here, since I know how to use a camera, I can often leave video running for a little while, leave things recorded, or have somebody else help me switch some camera angles during the event. So I can jump up and start taking some event photography. And that's where I use this lens a lot, just because it helps me stay out of the way and not interrupt the event or anything like that, but still reach out and get some really cool shots. So I've been using this more and more here over this last year, and I expect I'll be using it a bunch here in 2024. So that is definitely staying in the travel bag. So that covers lenses, but now let's jump into some of the other cameras that come along in this event. And first, I want to jump into this, which is the Insta360 1X2. So it's a little bit older Insta360 camera. And then essentially, I use this as that action cam. So if I'm, say, traveling in tropical location and I want to get some underwater shots, that's what this is for. Or if we'd be doing some sort of sport or adventure activity, I'd be using this. It's small enough where I can easily bring it along. Also, sometimes if I just want a time lapse of the event, I will stick this somewhere and just let it run and grab that time lapse, and then I can edit it and down into a time lapse later. All right, staying on the camera side, let's talk about the drone that gets to come along. I always enjoy bringing drones to an event. I enjoy flying drones a lot. So I always bring one to an event, and it is always this guy, which is the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Really have liked this. Honestly, it's either Mini 3 or now the Mini 4 Pro. Is what I would recommend for someone who is a content creator and looking to add in some drone shots or something like that. Get this drone. It just makes life so simple. I'd probably jump and get the 4 now at this point, unless you find the budget's really a constraint and you want to find a refurbished or something like that. Mini 3 Pro, amazing. I love all the the automatic flight functions. Blanking on the word right now, but they're really awesome. So highly recommend. And I always hated connecting my phone to the controller and having to deal with that. So I did go and get the separate DJI RC controller with the screen. So that way I can just pull out this and be ready to go. Doesn't matter how much battery is left on my phone, because again, with long travel days or being out and about, oftentimes my phone dies very quickly or goes to the battery like crazy. So I don't really want to waste battery while running a drone. So that's what this allows me to do. And I don't have any extra batteries for this one. The flight time is long enough that I found generally, if you know what you're going to grab for shots, you're not usually using, or at least I'm not usually using a lot of drone shots. So knowing what I want to get, getting up in the air, getting the shots, bringing it back, charging, maybe going out to a different location at a different time has worked just fine for me. So I don't have any extra batteries for it. All right, next up, let's talk about lights. I always bring one light with me at least, and that is the Aperture MC. I think it's the MC Pro. I don't remember the exact distinction. I have the full 4-piece kit with this, but one of them always travels with me. It's just great for hotel lighting situations. If you need to add a little bit extra light when you're doing an interview somewhere, or if you have enough light, you can add some cool little background, because it is fully, of course, we're not on it now, but it is fully RGB, so you can have all kinds of colors. It also has some effects, so you can change your colors pretty easily. So I love this light. Charges over USB-C, which is also great. I found it has pretty decent battery life. That's the light that always travels in this kit. All right, and I don't think I did talk about this, but I do have everything here in one of the little, don't remember what they're called, boxes, cages, containers. It's very adjustable. I have two of the medium, or two of the smaller ones. I have two of the smaller ones, which together make this about this size, but this is the larger one. I just found the larger one allows me to configure it the way I want to. So I kind of quickly showed you what the configuration looks like. And then in the bag, I just keep the loft at its lowest level here, smallest level. And that just, so this fits right in there, gives a little bit of structure with allowing me to have enough configuration in the compartments. So really appreciate that. Okay, speaking of the loft, let's jump into that. So the loft opens this way, and this kind of holds a variety of things. One, it holds the mic, which is the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, I think. Rode Video Mic Pro. Used this mic for years. It's the one you're listening to me on now at a reasonable distance away. So just love it. It's the one that's always travels in this kit. I use a lot of others for, again, the day job. We use different ones. But if you just need a shotgun mic that can sit on top of your camera, get some good audio, this is a great one to go with. The other things that this contains, there's a few random things. One, sunglasses. I usually carry those around. Ray-Bans right now. I like mints, so that usually sits in there. Often at times it'll have an extra AG1 packet, not sponsored. My portable charger. This I don't remember the model name of this, but this is a MagSafe battery from Anker. Really love Anker products. They're just great, reliable. This one, allows you to have some quick charge just by slapping it on the back of your phone, your iPhone. So this is what I use. Bring it all up. And then I also travel with this guy, which is the Pyotech. Oh, I can't remember the name of it anymore at this point. Mantis, maybe, something like that. But it is a little tripod that I like to bring along, just because it's kind of that great vlog tripod. You can set it up, you can put it out, your camera goes on, you can set it up in just about any way you need to. Again, low profile, easy to carry along in the bag. It also makes for a great, if you collapse it, makes for a great vlogging tripod if those are the shots you're going for. The unique thing about this one is it has a little hook, so you can kind of hook it on a fence or something like that. You can find locations to wrap that hook around, and then you adjust the legs, and then you can have that shot out and about, and you can still have it at a decent height. It doesn't get a ton of use for me because I end up almost always having my travel tripod with, which I'll talk about more in just a second. But I've really enjoyed this. I'm glad I got it, and it works out really well. All right, let's close this up so we can look at the other stuff in the loft a little bit easier. So that's the other function of this loft, and the reason, say, the portable charger and some of that other stuff live in here is because the loft, you can also unzipper it from the front, and it opens up just like so, when you can have all your stuff sitting clear, which is great. So what do I have in here? There are a couple little side pockets. Have a name tag, which is now defunct because our company merged with another company, so we need a new name tag. I always carry a little bit of cologne, just because, especially with video work, it seems like I'm running around a lot, setting things up, moving all over the place, and then we'll go into receptions and things like that, or out to dinner with clients and or customer or speakers and attendees. So I always carry a little bit of that around. This is a tool that I always have in my kit. It is small rakes, multi-tool, basically anything you could need in terms of as a camera person or as a videographer, photographer. No knife, so you can always bring it on the plane. That's why I never checked this one, but it has all the little adapters and screws and things like that you need, all the bits that you need to operate your camera equipment. I have in this pocket, I have another tripod adapter, tripod plate for the Peak Design tripod. So let's jump into that. It's kind of come up. This is one of the best things I invested in early on, is the Peak Design travel tripod that sits here in this part of the bag. I'm using it right now, so it sits in just what is essentially like a little water bottle pocket. And then I have the little clips that clip around the top of it. Love this bag, or love this tripod. I got the carbon fiber version. Goes everywhere with me. Super light, super compact, but still fully functional as a tripod for standing shots, things like that. I probably wouldn't put teleprompters on it, but if you have, say, like the Elgato prompter or something like that, or a smaller prompter, you absolutely could. But really like it for everything that I'm doing when I'm traveling. All right, back to the loft. There is another little zipper. I think that's everything major in these. I usually have extra contacts with me, so that depends where those go. But I have another variable ND filter. This one is from ProMaster. It's for the 24, and then somewhere in here I have a step-up ring. On the outside, this is Peak Design has their capture clips. I always carry that one on the bag just so it's always there and available if I need it. Don't actually use it on the bag very often. How I will use it, though, is with, I don't even know what this is exactly, but it's essentially so you can put the capture clip on your belt. So I will carry it around the belt of my jeans, and then I can have the camera just attached to the side and ready to go whenever I want to capture something. Again, a little bit because of what I do, always want to carry around headphones. These are Apple's old headphones that have the 3.5, the audio jack in there. So I will use that with, say, the EOS R if I want to listen, make sure we're capturing decent audio of an interview, or just sometimes with the production we do, we need another set of headphones. So I always have this ready. This trip, I have passport and money and extra financial bits, extra cards, more money. We're at an all-inclusive, so I have lots of stuff to tip with. I always bring along extra contacts for myself in my carry-on, just in case. You never know. This is another little piece that I really like. Haven't been using it as much because I haven't been doing as much hiking photography as much. But this is Peak Designs. I forget hand strap. I forget exactly what it's called. But basically, it attaches to the side of the camera and it gives you a little carrying strap. So if I just want to carry the camera with this strap, I can do that. I got some business cards in a case. Belkin made a little adapter for a MagSafe adapter for the back of your phone, and it has a little pop out so it can sit on your laptop. So if I'm traveling and have to take some business meetings but want a little nicer camera, I can throw my iPhone on the top of my laptop, and with Apple's connected continuity camera, that's the name of it, you're able to use wirelessly, very easy, able to use your iPhone as your webcam. Apple AirTag, just in case. I always travel now with HDMI adapter, HDMI to USB-C adapter, especially now that I can use my phone with it. So that's great. But it also for the iPad or anything or the computer, if I want to put something on a TV screen and watch a movie or watch something like that, it's easy to do. I enjoy doing that. But also, again, a little bit with production. You never quite know, so I always have this so I can put something from my laptop into the production if absolutely necessary. And then I just have a step-up ring or step-down ring so I can use that same ND filter on both the 24 and my 50 lens. And that is everything that is in the loft. All right, so we're going to jump around a little bit here and just grab the outside of the bag before I unzipper it again. First, over on this side, so this side always carries, this side right here, always carries the tripod. This side, I like to always bring up my Yeti. Just again, kind of you travel enough. I love coffee, so I always want some hot coffee. Speaking of coffee. So I always have that sitting on this side when I'm traveling. Again, you can easily bring it on the plane, just has to be empty, so it's not a big deal. I also usually have one or two of these red whip ties. That's how I hold together basically all the cables. So really like those things, and I always have an extra one there. Now on the front, I did go ahead and add this elastic stuff here, so I can use this front as a carrying piece. You can find it on Amazon pretty cheaply. It's easy to do. I think I first got the idea from Becky and Chris, so I appreciate that. But basically what it holds is either a book, or in this case right here, it's holding my full focus planner, which is the daily planner I use, and my nice little pen. I just have a cross pen. Got one I graduated high school, has my initials on it. So it's always something I like to carry around with me. And it's just one of my favorite pens to use. All right, over on the side, we're going to go into this, and then we'll be done with the outside. This is the laptop spot. Here is my current laptop. It is the black M3 MacBook Pro 14-inch. Really like it. It's just started getting it set up, so I haven't really got the chance to fully test it, but I'm very excited for it and really enjoy it. And then I have an iPad Pro. It's an older iPad Pro. Don't remember the year, but that usually comes with me just because it's easier to use on the plane, or if, say, I'm out on the beach or by the pool, I'd rather bring this versus bringing out the laptop. And I don't bring the case with that, so I have the Magic Case with the keyboard attached, but I do bring the pencil. All right, and that covers the rest of the outside, so let's jump back into the inside and talk about just a few things that I have there. First is this is the charger I usually bring along. It is an Anker one. It's small, compact, but powerful, and it has 3 different ports. It has 2 USB-C ports and then 1 USB-A just in case, because we still have a few things that are USB-A. I have the Peter McKinnon Nomadic. This is just the SD card case that came with one of the bags. I think that with the travel bag I got it. So I just have it chock full of SD cards. And then I have a bunch of external hard drives, SD drives, a variety of them for a variety of different things. Some of them are work, some of them are personal. I have a lot. You don't need this many. They're for specific things. The reason they're there on this trip. Normally I would bring 2, which is one of my personal one and a work one. But for this trip, we have a bunch. 2 little additions that I got I haven't had a chance to really test out and use yet. I got this little Samsung. This is a USB-C hard drive, external hard drive, 256 gigabytes. I have the iPhone 15 Pro now, so I want to start using that to capture some videos. So that's what that's for. And then I have, again from Anchor, I have a 2-in-1 USB-C card reader. It has a micro SD reader and an SD reader, so if I need to plug into the phone or even the computer, honestly, but it was originally got it for the phone if I needed to transfer any videos over to my phone, I was able to do that. Oop, and there it goes. All the cables is next. I usually I can probably get rid of this one soon, but I have a USB-C to Lightning cable. I still have my AirPods Pro, which I realize are not in here now, but they are always along with me. Usually they're in my pocket. That still charges USB. That still charges with Lightning, but it also charges through MagSafe. So, and then I have Apple Watch charger. I just started wearing an Apple Watch again. Really liking that. And then I have a USB-C to USB-C long cable, USB-C to USB-C shorter cable. I have a USB-A to USB-C cable. Again, have some instances where I need that. Another short USB-C cable, the USB-C. And then the charging cable for the MacBook Pro. Extra battery for the camera. 1 extra battery for the camera 2. Another USB-C to USB-C cable. Can probably cut down on a couple of those. Maybe just 1. And then this is a USB-A to micro charger because it's still some things that charge this way. And then because I'm only bringing a couple batteries, this is the first time I just got another battery for the camera. So this is the first time I have 3 batteries. Normally I just had 2, so I always had this, the fast charger. Now I might be able to get by with a slower charger, but that's still staying in the kit for now. And with that is my travel kit. Oh, except for one piece. All right, and that last thing is this little guy right here. This doesn't come with me on every trip. I brought it to this one, and I'll probably be bringing it to a few more here in 2024. But this is my FPV drone kit. And if you want to learn more about what's in this kit and why you should consider doing FPV as a YouTube creator, be sure to check out this video right here.